Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the AC Sterope, a Tier 9 Blitz Nation Collector Heavy, and one of the weirdest heavies at that. This vehicle features a very dangerous gun. It's got two options, a 480 damage single shot, or an autoloader, which is able to output around 760 damage in the clip, 720 depending on what you roll. It's got decent DPM at 2,500, decent accuracy, and overall okay capabilities. The other gun, as I mentioned, has more damage per shot, but has 260 less DPM, worse aiming time, and is not an autoloader. Now, there's a lot of people that go back and forth between autoloader versus single shot. For me, I'm always going to say that autoloaders are better, so I'm going to stick with the autoloader on this vehicle. And we're going to see what it's able to do today. What's interesting is that this gun is more similar to the Atlas than it is the Celino. Celino does 440 damage on the single shot and 110 on the autoloader. This vehicle obviously does 480 and 120 on the autoloader, which is the same damage output as the Atlas. The only difference is that you have less DPM in this vehicle, but apart from that, basically you have the same gun as the Atlas, which is pretty cool. What is interesting, though, is that this features heat as a premium round versus the Atlas, which has APCR. In fact, the entire line has APCR premium round, so it is really weird that Wargaming decided to give this vehicle heat as its premium shells. Alright, well, we're going to see what we can do here. We have the IS-7, who is supporting me. We supposedly have the YAG, which also might support me, so that's pretty good. We're going to cross this as quickly as we can and get over here. Now, the enemy team does have a Chieftain, which is obviously a pretty dangerous vehicle. All of my shells decided to miss that Vickers, which isn't great. Let's see. We have the enemy E-75, and, well, so far my gun's not doing amazing, but that's alright. We're going to reload, and we're just going to chill here. I can't really make too much of an over-aggression. We're just going to, kind of sit and wait. I wish this hill didn't require as much gun depression as it does. Let's see, we have the E-75, 1, 2, 3. Only 1 out of the 3 shells hit. So far, we're not really dealing a whole lot of damage, but, well, yeah, we've only done 350. You can definitely see where the autoloader has its downsides, right? I mean, as I mentioned, you have upsides and downsides with this gun, just like every gun. And the downside being the fact that it is wildly inaccurate when you're not able to get those shells out. But in return, we can see I just took 503 off the rear of that E4 and another 368. That's a lot of damage there. I mean, we just took a fairly healthy E4 and brought them down to 16 hit points. So, as I've mentioned, there are advantages to both guns. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that one is flat better than the other. Let's see. We have the Caro. Our IS-7 is still surprisingly alive. I'm actually shocked that they're still alive, to be honest. 1, 2, 3. There's 347 off that player. And there you go. Our Caro gets the clear. That's pretty good. We are up to 1,500 damage, which isn't a whole lot, but we're doing our job, and that's really all I can say. We have the 57 Heavy in all these vehicles over here. And there's the 75 up top. Let's see. There's the enemy 183. I'm aiming on his rear. 138. Wow. Every single shell of mine is deciding to miss. And another 115. Okay. Not really sure what to say right now, but my gun definitely feels like it's going out of its way to miss all of its shots. That's really all I can say. I'm going to ignore the 183 because we have the Caro over there, and I have a feeling that they're all going to deal with that. So I'm just going to chill right here. And let's see. There's the 57. Okay, there's 233 damage, and 1, 2, 3, there you go. We finally got some decent damage out with the autoloader. That puts us up to 2,400 damage, and as I mentioned, because this thing actually has decent DPM, we can just fall back and reload our clip really quickly. There you go, and we already have our shells back. So if the 57 Heavy does decide to poke me, we should, there you go, be able to take 234 off right there. And even if the Caro did not kill that player, I would have been able to. Okay, well, we're doing good. Let's reload. We got 7 seconds left. Oh, there's the enemy Chieftain. Well, here's the deal, Chieftain. While you may feature a high DPM single shot, I do feature an autoloader, which is still going to be able to take you out of the game. So you may have taken some hit points off of me, but now your game's over. And the C-75, not really sure what their big brain plan is, because they're going to be clipped out by the Caro. So we're just going to chill here. Although that Caro should not be dumping their clip. That's not the right play in my opinion. But, oh well. 1, 2, 3. There's 403 damage into the enemy E-75. And I'm just going to go for some heat shells into the lower plate. There's 203. That's not bad. Karo's going to take him out of the game, I would assume. There you go. Well, we did 3,875. I'm going to be honest, the autoloader didn't really do too well in that game. There was one clip that was pretty nice into the rear of that E4. The high explosive damage output that this vehicle features is very nice, and we can see that, right? If we look at how much we took off of that E4, it was close to, what, 800-ish? I mean, it was a decent chunk of damage. We took 871. So when you do get the rear, or you get the ability to high explosive pen someone with the autoloader, it is quite nice because you're dealing, I think, 600 damage per burst. So if you pen all of your shells, you can deal easily like 1,200 to 1,000 damage. But to do that, you obviously have to have all of your shells go where you aim and all penetrate, which is a lot easier said than done. The autoloader does a lot better frontline, and the single shot can do a lot better at all distances. So it really depends on your playstyle. I'm a pretty aggressive player, so for me, I like the ability that the autoloader has, but as I said, it depends on your playstyle. If you're a passive player, it is probably going to benefit you more to play a bit more with the single shot. So here we are. Let's see what we can do. We have a decent amount of heavies, and so does their team. IS-8, 54E2, BZ-166, and an Emil 1951. Now this is a haul-down vehicle, so because of that, we are going to go over towards the haul-down flank over here. I don't have a whole lot of support, so I'm going to just chill in this position for now, and we'll see what the enemy team does. We have the Shark. Bounces me and hits my viewport. Alright. We're just going to chill here. We have the enemy Waffle, and... oh, are they going to poke me? 1, 2, 3. There you go. There's 536 into that Waffle. That's a lot of damage. As I mentioned, the autoloader that this thing features, it does output a lot. And we actually ended up dealing 700 damage there, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, my second burst didn't do a whole lot, but it's still really nice that you can get out a huge chunk of damage like that. Now, we have the enemy IS-8, who is crossing. 1, 2, 3. There's 366, and 1, 2, 3. Well, there you go. We just full health ammo-racked an IS-8. There's another advantage to the autoloader, and you see that's the fact that because you're firing 6 shells immediately, it's very easy to damage somebody's modules. And indeed, we damaged that player's modules quite a bit, as they don't have any modules left to damage. Yeah, I will say that the ability to output a lot of shells very quickly is quite dangerous when it comes to ammo racks and stuff like that. The fact that we're already up to 3,000 damage is kind of wild. Alright, well there's the Waffle, and, okay, the BZ shoots me. I don't really like this. The fact that we have the Waffle on my side over here, I'm not the biggest fan of that. There's 388. Let's go for one more clip. There you go. That player's out of the game. And while we do have the BZ, who's probably going to shoot me, don't you worry. I've got my shells with your name on them. I'll be there in just one moment. But first, we need to reload. We have the Shark over here, and the Shark is just really annoying. I mean, I get it. You want to, you know, sit haul down and whatever, but you're kind of annoying. All right. Hello, BZ. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to move over here and get another 340 damage into your vehicle. Now I need to drive over this way so the BZ can't hit me. And yeah, that didn't work out too well for you. As I said, I got my shells with your name written on it. You'll notice, though, that the armor of this vehicle on flat ground is pretty useless and doesn't really work all too well. So you definitely want to try and use this thing with gun depression. We literally did not bounce anything on flat ground. Everything goes through your side armor. Everything goes through your lower plate. So if you want to stay safe, stay hull down. Obviously, at this point in the game, I knew we were going to win anyway, so I played aggressive. And we did good. We did 4,900 damage. We aced it. We got 3 kills. And obviously, with the autoloader, we were able to get that ammo rack. We would not have ammo racked that IS-8 with the single shot. But because you go boom, 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 that's 3 repeated shells into the ammo rack of the IS-8. Damages the ammo rack, and then we shoot 3 more. Each one of those shells has, you know, whatever it is, a 12% chance of ammo racking him. So you add that up, and that's a pretty decent chance. We might have a 30 to 40% to ammo rack a vehicle if we hit them in the same weak point over and over. So yeah, pretty good stuff, as we can see. And we were able to take a very large amount off that Waffle, 1,302 clips. We were able to take 723 off the BZ-166. So there are definitely capabilities of this vehicle. And when you are able to get the gun working, and the DPM and everything else, it's really dangerous. The armor, though, it is kind of weird. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more like this in the future, make sure to smash that subscribe button. And apart from that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.